Have you ever felt lonely even when you are around people? You are not alone. Many spiritually gifted people feel isolated even when they are surrounded with people. And the reason is your gift makes you very different from everybody else. I remember a few years ago, an old school friend connected with me through social media and reached out to me and wanted to rekindle an old relationship that we had in high school. And we connected, we had a conversation, and as we began to speak, I kept wanting to talk about my assignment, the things that the Lord is getting ready to do, the work of the Lord, the ministry, and I wanted to talk about the Lord, but he kept bringing the conversation back to high school, the old memories that we had and old things from the past. And I realized something, that our relationship wasn't really going to work because we were on a different scale of thought. We were thinking differently in every way. While he was going back to the past, I was looking ahead to the future. But then I realized God has given me so many gifts and has placed something within me, so I cannot just dwell on the past. This is something that is very common with spiritual people. So the first thing I want to talk about today is what is known as spiritual dissonance. Type that in the comments. Spiritual dissonance, or you could call it spiritual discord. Dissonance means discord or lack of harmony. So if you and an individual, and sometimes it can even happen between spouses or between partners or in families, where you are at a certain level spiritually and the other party is at a certain level spiritually, and there's dissonance spiritually. So that dissonance causes an imbalance in your conversations, in the work that you do, in your thinking pattern, in your prayer lives, all of those things. So you'll notice that your spirit no longer finds rest in environments that are shallow and that are empty. And it's not your fault. It's because of the call of God that is on your life. You begin to notice superficial conversations. You begin to notice fake people more. Your discernment kicks in and you begin to notice what people are doing or saying behind the scenes. And then it just creates an isolation. But that is okay because God is protecting your gift and He's protecting you as well. This brings me to the next point. Prophetic isolation. Just type prophetic isolation. What you're going to notice is in the Bible, every prophet, most of the prophets that we study about in the Bible were isolated because of their calling. Think of Jeremiah, Elijah, John the Baptist. Think of all the prophets that you know, Moses. They all had a distinct separation season from other people. And these are things that you have to accept. I've learned to accept that I'm not like everybody else. Sometimes it means I have to walk alone with God by my side, of course, but without going with the world. I want you to think for a moment of the likes of Moses. If you remember Moses in the Bible, Moses would have to lead a whole nation, the children of Israel, through the wilderness to the promised land. And Moses would have encounters with God, and God would speak to Moses. And that alone made Moses very different and unique and separated because he had to come and speak to the people. He couldn't be friends with the people. So you're going to notice that as you begin to grow in your walk with the Lord, there's some people that you can't be friends with, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it's painful because you have to leave family, you have to leave people that you love, but walking alone is not a problem as long as you are walking with God. The third point I want to bring to your attention is what I call inner burden consciousness. Inner burden consciousness. Type that in the comments. Inner burdens are burdens that are just usually assigned to spiritually sensitive people. Not everybody carries inner burdens or inner burden consciousness, because not everybody is assigned to carry the emotional and spiritual weight that comes from your calling. So when you realize that, you will understand that you have to live your life differently because of the burdens that you carry. As a burden bearer, sometimes your life has to be separated so God can use you, God can speak to you, and because you begin to feel, your spirit begins to feel some things. Your spirit feels and senses things that you cannot always explain. And it's okay. It comes with the calling. I've already done a video previously on how God will cause you to be in a place of wilderness season and things like that. And it applies to this as well, that God many times will cause what is called destiny detachment. Type that in the comments as well. Destiny detachment is when as your calling develops, some relationships lose alignment and they lose purpose. And again, it's something you just have to expect because of your calling. Your circle will get smaller and smaller because God is causing you to elevate into certain realms. And it will have to take somebody who can understand you. Not everybody can understand you. Not everybody gets you. And that's okay. You're not everybody's cup of tea. But there will be some people that will love you, some people that will honor you, and people that will benefit from your gift. Then the last thing I want to share with you is many times before God publicly uses you, before public impact comes private isolation. I want you to type that in the comments. Before public impact comes private isolation. The reason I keep asking you to type in the comments so that these principles can be ingrained in your spirit. You can agree with them and they can be ingrained in your spirit. Before public impact, God gives you a season of private isolation. And as long as you can accept that Jesus went through the same thing, Jesus went through a season of being in the wilderness, fasting and praying before he started his ministry. And that season of private isolation helped him prepare him for what the Lord has next for him. So, if you are in a season of isolation, don't assume that God has abandoned you. No, he hasn't. He still loves you. He cares for you. His hand is still upon your life, and you are in the furnace of affliction. You are in the furnace of purification, so that when you go out there and begin to do what God has for you, you are ready, you are equipped, and you are aligned with what God has for you. I hope this message has released something into your spirit. If it's been a blessing, hit the like button, share this with a friend, and I'll see you in the next video. Shalom.